with us right now. So basically, what I'm doing right now is I am officially going live and I will start recording on my computer or the cloud. I don't know what I'm. So, thank you all for tuning in to Letha's Real Talk. I am your host, Letha, and tonight we will be discussing no longer concerned about what people think. No longer concerned about what people think. My glasses need to be clean. Okay, so let me get to it. I've had surgery. I've had surgery Friday. Not that this has anything to do with the topic, but I think it kind of does. Women go through more than what we're giving credit for before we even get into this topic. Now, before I had my surgery, all I wanted was my house to be clean. I don't think that was a lot to ask for. Candace, do you think that was a lot to ask for? All I wanted was my house clean. But you know what? I had to do it on my own. You know why I had to do it on my own? Because people do not do things the way you want things to be done, even though you do things to exceed their expectations. I'm going to say this again. People do not do things the way you want things to be done, even though when you do things for them, you exceed their expectations. So, what did I do? I was around here shampooing carpets, trying to clean off walls and trying to clean off doors and doing all of this stuff. House still ain't just like I want it to be. This is a blanket I made. This is one blanket I made. House still ain't like I want it to be. But you know what I was not gonna do. It's a baby blanket. What I was not gonna do was go up in the hospital and come back home to no nasty house. Now, with that being said, had my surgery Friday and made it through that. And it's like after surgery, I was just like dumped off at the house. Literally. The people in my home don't even check on me every day to even ask me if I need anything. Y'all understand what I'm sitting here telling y'all? Y'all know how that makes a person feel on the inside? Like showing me that I'm not a priority, you're going to get the same thing back reciprocated. So, with that being said, we're going to fast forward to yesterday. Yesterday was a mentally challenging day for me because why was yesterday a mentally challenging day for me? Yesterday was a mentally challenging day for me, mainly because I felt no existence from the very people that I do so much for. I got three men up in my house. Three. I make least money than anybody in my house. I probably work harder or just as hard than anybody in my house because I'm always picking up behind somebody, dealing with somebody's issues, dealing with somebody's drama, and not to even be considerate enough to ask me if I need anything on a daily basis. That's a poor piss slap in my face, and I came out and I said it. That's exactly what it is. So I came out, I got it off my chest. No longer concerned what people think. Hello, how are you all doing? So we're going to start tonight with balance. And how you balance yourself is I had a friend girl that told me one time you need to get a bag. You need to get a bag. I've been crocheting. This is my own. She say you need to get a bag. Now this bag is kind of big. And what she told me was this is your F blank blank K bag. It's called F it bag. This is your F it bag. And what she told me was Everything that's bothering you, you need to put it in the bag. That includes people. That includes situations. That includes bills. That includes whatever. Put it in your bag. Now, she told me when you start putting stuff in this bag is going to be kind of big at first. Then she ended up telling me the bag is going to get smaller and smaller. Well, my theory is this, that we live our lives trying to be concerned about what other people think. And that's truly not what we should be doing. You don't have to live in this standard. And you don't have to live up to this status. It's trying to live your life in a way that other people want you to live your life. And it amazes me, especially with women. Especially with women. We would take the back seat trying to satisfy everything and everybody else, knowing good and well that what's going on with us, we are truly not happy because the only thing we want is validation from other people for ourselves. And I'm here to tell you it's time to stop being concerned what other people think. I told my niece earlier, my niece called me and we was talking about some things. And I said, the issue I have with statuses and titles, they're overrated. You have to do too much to maintain. If you just be yourself, you don't have to force yourself to be yourself. You don't have to force yourself to genuinely be who you are. But a lot of times, a lot of women go out their way to force themselves to be something that they are not, to force themselves to be somebody that they are not for a world or to maintain an image or for people who could even care less as long as they're on the reciprocation end of what it is that you have to bring to the table. And I tell people, as I was approaching just recently with me having this hysterectomy, I was telling people, I was like, look, I don't know. I'm thankful to God for everything that God do for me. I'm thankful for my job. I'm thankful for my side gigs. I'm thankful for everything. But I'm looking forward to having this time off. So I said. So I said. And it's been something every single day since I done had surgery. What type? Like, really? I don't get to have a break. I don't get to have a space. I don't get to not be able. I mean, like, it's got to be something every day. People forget about you that you never forgot about. People don't check on you that you going to check on no matter what. People ain't going to make sure you straight, and you going to always make sure they straight no matter what. And something that I was so much looking forward to end up being a situation that's showing me that I was so busy trying to be this person to this world, and this world don't even care like that about me. You know who been checking on me? People that don't live in my house. Women that don't even know me. Been calling me, inboxing me. People been reaching out to me that's not even in the space with me. Do you need anything? Call me if you need me. Take a break. Don't lift nothing. Don't do this. And yesterday, I really mentally had enough. And sometimes my folks see stuff I say, and see stuff I post, and then they get an attitude. But why am I worried about them? They don't get an attitude. It don't bother them how what they do affect me. Cause if it bothered them, it's some stuff they just would not do. Don't walk around with an attitude because I'm sitting up here expressing to people that I feel like the people that's got my back are not even the people that's in my home. Why am I worried about people's feelings who ain't conscientious enough about mine to even make sure that I at least got what I need without giving me no headache, no heartbreak, no drama, and without running my daggone blood pressure up, without asking me for anything, without bothering me in my sleep? I'm almost a half a century old. I am 47 years old. I am closer to being 50. Half a century almost. Do what I can to help people. Do what I can to show up for the people I love. Overly sacrifice, overly compromise. And why the heck was I still worried and was still worried about what somebody got to think who could care less about if I didn't had enough sleep, if I didn't had enough to eat, who ain't even asked me if I took my medication, who ain't even asked me, is it anything I can do for you today? Do you need me to get anything for you today? What can I do today to make your load lighter? Now, I'm not acting like it's just women that go through this process and go through this situation, but I do want to kind of be very clear. A lot of women tend to overly compromise for the very people and the very worlds that don't give it back to them. And sometimes you just have to be like, I'm over it. I don't care if you like what I do. I don't care if I'm appeasing to you. I don't care if I fit popular demand. I don't care if you're upset because I say something or do something or post something. I don't care that I'm not as welcoming to you. When we sit up and we over sacrifice for people too much of the time. Hello, Frederica. My co-host on, she's probably at work, so she'll chime in whenever she get able. Frederica, I am also going live on TikTok and Facebook, and we're officially streaming on YouTube right now also. I think your girl got it kind of hooked up a little bit. And it's just amazing. How do you get to a place to where you want to make sure everybody's straight except you? Is something wrong with that picture? And I'm telling anybody to get out that headspace because it's not good for you. It's not good for you to make sure everybody's straight and you ain't straight. It ain't good for you to make sure everybody taken care of and you around here neglected, subjected, overlooked. All the it's not good. It's not good for you to make sure that the world around you is taken care of and you around here and you lacking emotional needs. You around here sacrificing your mental state just to make sure everybody else straight. It ain't okay. It ain't okay that you gotta suck it up just because people want to say you too much. You know what I learned about people that say you too much? They ain't enough. How you gonna tell somebody they do too much when you do just what it's gonna do to upset that person or piss that person off? I was having a conversation with my youngest yesterday, and um it almost started about a mop bucket. And in the conversation about the mop bucket, okay, it's like don't use my mop bucket, right? He want to go back and forth with me about a mop bucket. This is the day after my surgery. I used my bucket before. Don't use my mop bucket. You see where I'm going with that? It don't matter if you've used it before. If I'm telling you now, don't use nothing that I have spent my $40 on, do not use my old cedar mop bucket. It's okay when I do it to clean everybody. You get what I'm saying? Why you got to feel like, why does people feel like they got to bite their tongue to satisfy people who always ain't doing what they need to do by you? And I'm like, I don't care about you getting no attitude. Technically, you could leave. Love him dearly. You worried about in my bucket, and I got a whole house cleaned by myself before I had surgery. And the thing about people who overcompromise they self, who overcompromise their time, you don't get it back to the very people that you give it to. Am I right, Frederica? You don't get it back that way. And then people act like you got a problem because you upset and your feelings hurt. But when I got people reaching out to me, sending me stuff that's making sure I'm straight, what is the point of being worried about people that ain't showing that same energy towards you? And we want to talk about mental health and everybody else. Let's talk about mental health in a lot of women. Let's talk about mental health on how we can sit up and we can just keep going no matter what, and let people get a cold or let them get a toothache. They act like their whole world and ended. Forget the fact that I've been walking around here bleeding out for almost the past 15 years. Forget the fact that I could have died because a nurse practitioner refused to do something that she should have done. Forget the fact that I ain't asked for much except give you a little space and let you get your head wrapped around yourself so you can be a better version. Guess what? Not for yourself, Candace, Miss Candace Morgan, but so you can be a better version of yourself for them. It ain't even for you. That's the crazy part about it. What you do ain't even for you. It's for everybody else. But what everybody else do is for them. It ain't for you. And then we supposed to keep being concerned about what other people think. And I got tagged in something by Justin earlier. Candace, Frederica, I don't know if you saw it, but I have been invited to collaborate on something, and he'll eventually chime in. This is his book. Want to make sure I'm showing his book. And he kind of broke some stuff down about some things. Okay, so it's not a male or a female thing, it's an individual thing. But I still think women got it worse because by default, we want to take care of everybody. But then you get in a place to where what you've been given, you're not receiving, then what? Then you're the one with the problem. And we supposed to care what everybody think? I'm supposed to care that I didn't respond to a text message in time enough. I'm supposed to care that you need something done today. And what you asking me that you need me to do today is something new. And I've been asking you to do the same thing for the past couple of months. People work these jobs, they wear themselves out. The leading killer in women is heart disease caused by stress. In case y'all didn't know it, heart disease, stress, not high blood pressure, not high cholesterol, stress. So women out here killing themselves trying to make sure everybody else straight, all because they don't want people to depict them a certain way because they so concerned about what everybody else thinking they the ones around here dying. Not car accidents, not overdose, not cancer. It's called stress. and want you to think you crazy because you just want a small portion of what you've been given to whomever it is, whether it's a social organization, a job, your family, political. I keep running the same script. It don't I say the same thing, Frederica? I break it down. I don't limit nothing to no family. I don't limit nothing to no church, to no religious organization. It could be your family, your friends, your social organization, your political organizations. It could be whatever it is. But this whole concept that you got to sit up here and be this superpower individual is not conducive to your health. Instead of worrying about what somebody gonna think, people that's gonna bury you and keep on going, a job that's already got your replacement ready, a church that's already got the next preacher ready, a social organization that really didn't care nothing about your views. They just wanted to make sure that you kept paying your money. And we ran here worried about what people think. Why does certain people care what other people think when they don't care what you think or feel or how it impacts you in a manner to where it can truly affect you mentally? And hear what I'm saying. Heart disease is killing a lot of women, and black women is at the top of the list, and it's caused by stress, stress. I got a phone call today. Letha, what you doing? I said, I'm finna make some soup. Don't do nothing. Now, these are people that's already been down the road I've been down. I said, it's a can of soup. You ain't even supposed to be making yourself soup. I said, well, I gotta eat. Please let me send you some lunch. I said, I'm finna eat some soup right now. I got a can of soup. I wasn't finna lift no big pot. I mean, I can't lift even 5 pounds. It's too much. They said 10, but I went to pick up a Stanley cup full of ice. My son had bought me a Stanley cup and it was full of ice the other day. I couldn't lift that cup. I literally cannot lift 5 pounds. I could feel it on my inside. So imagine how things affect people who always doing what they can to show up for others. And then you just need something just for a moment in time and it ain't giving back. And we got the nerve to be worried about what somebody think. Somebody asked me today, well, how you making it? What you mean how I'm making it? Money wise. If you don't ask me about money if you ain't finna send me no money. God got all the money. Well, I can't wear, I don't care nothing about no bills right now. All this stuff could get cut off today because guess what? You know why it could get cut off? You know why? I've made it without, like, who asked somebody some stuff like that? Right? My financial advice is live above your means and don't try to impress the world. That's why I was in there cooking that soup out that blue can the other day. My concern is what people was warning me about women who went through the process. Now, it was a few men that they wives kind of went through some things, but they cannot co-sign what that woman was really going through because they still want her. Their question was, how long you think you're gonna be out? I had a client the other day to tell me, you may be out more than 3 months. I said, well, they say 6 to 8 weeks. She said, everybody healing process different. Don't forget, it take you longer to heal from the inside than it do for the outside. No matter how quick they do this stuff, you ain't as well as you think you well. But by default, we women, we want to get up and we want to get back to regular routine. By default, if somebody wants you at a meeting, you want to be at that meeting on time because your integrity. By default, if somebody needs you to do something for them, you want to do something for them on their deadline, not your deadline, on their deadline because of your integrity. By default, you got this status and the standard you got to hold up to because this is the standard and the status you've been holding up to the whole time. And I'm here to tell everybody, I told my niece earlier, I don't like statuses. I don't like standards because it's too much pressure. When you ain't, it don't take no pressure to be yourself, to move how you want to move, to maneuver how you gonna maneuver, whether you male or whether you female. But this whole concept of trying to do things to be pleasing to other people, I really think people really just need to stop, in my most humble opinion. I want people to like me. I really do. But if people don't like me just because they choose not to like me, or just because I'm not this convenience, or just because I didn't hold to a certain standard that I have may even held up to 6 months ago, I'm okay with that. But what I'm not okay with is knowing for a fact that we got people around here dying from stress when the only thing we need to be focused on is living life and trying to do things that truly make us happy. And when you do things, in my most humble opinion, that make you happy and put that smile on your face, that's going to help expand your lifespan. Now, we got Frederica on. We need to hear what she got to say.
All right. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right. Well, I agree with everything you've been saying. My heart goes out to you going through this situation. Um, Prayerfully, I hope that I never have to go through it. Prayerfully, I hope I never have to go through it. So anyone that has been through similar situation, my heart goes out to all of y'all. Um, but just my thoughts. I stopped caring what people think years ago. It's part of the reason why I wear my hair like this right now, because I realized that I was trying to look like what society wanted me to look like. And so I was wearing the wigs, I was wearing the braids and the weaves, and keeping my hair done, every 6 to 8 weeks. And you know, it, I thought to myself, I was like, why am I doing all this? Like, really, why am I doing all this? Because I know that I look beautiful no matter what hairstyle I wear. No matter what hairstyle I wear. I'm just a beautiful person. I can't help it. Um, not trying to sound conceited, but I'm just saying.
But you are.
But I realized that, like, I was doing all of it just to impress other people. I wasn't doing it for myself. I was doing it just to impress other people. So when I finally got to the point where I stopped caring what other people think about me, I stopped putting their so-called beauty standards on me, and I started just accepting the natural me. I had to just embrace that this is me.
Mm-hmm.
This is me. This is who I am. This is the way that God made me. And I have never felt, since I've been wearing my hair like this, like, I have never felt more confident in my life. And Facebook has, they put these memories in here. And all week, I've been getting these memories from like 10, 11, 12 years ago. And it's pictures of me. I'm smiling. I got a big smile on my face. And in some of the pictures, I have a little makeup on and I have my wig or I have my braids on. But I just remember I wasn't happy. I wasn't, I wasn't happy because I was doing all of that to please a bunch of people that honestly, like I said, these pictures were 10, 11, 12 years ago. I couldn't even tell you these people last names anymore. I couldn't tell you where they are. I couldn't tell you if they are dead or alive. Preferably they're still alive, but I just couldn't tell you.
Mm-hmm.
So when you sit back and you think like, why are we really concerned about what people think? Just period. About the way we look, about the way we dress, about the way we speak, our background, our religion, our job, our house, our car, our kids, whatever. Why are we so concerned with what people think? You know, you can't help what people think. You can't help what people assume. You can't help what people talk about. Because people are gonna talk. They gonna talk. And they're always, Lord have mercy, always gonna give their unsolicited opinion and advice when it is not needed in certain moments. Like if I'm going through something, like Letha, if I was in your shoes, if I was going through that, baby, it's just certain things you just don't need to say to me in this moment. If you are not speaking life into me and praying for my healing, my true healing, both physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, because that is an entire journey in itself what you have gone through.
Mm-hmm.
It is an entire journey. And I see how much it affects you. And I just want you to know you gotta stop caring what people think. Just because you are a beautiful person inside and out. And sometimes you give more of your heart than you really should. Like sometimes you just need to reserve a little piece of your heart, just a little piece, just for yourself, so that you're not so overwhelmed and stressed because you're like, okay, well, I do this for this person, I do this for that person. Then when I'm down and out and I need somebody, why is that not being returned to me?
Mm-hmm.
You know, so reserve some of your heart for yourself because you need that. That's part of that self-care that we're always talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you gotta just reserve it for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And just the opinion of others, period, no matter what it is or what it's about. Like, I feel like a lot of people care too much about what people think.
Mm-hmm.
Because at this point in my life, I'm 37. Come May, if the Lord bless me to see it, I'll be 38.
Mm-hmm.
And in all of those almost 38 years, I cared about what people thought about me up until I think I hit 32, if I'm being honest. Up until I hit 32. That's when I seriously started wearing my hair like this, without the weave and without the weave. I stopped caring.
Mm-hmm.
I stopped caring because I was like, what? Why do I care what you think about me?
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, when I go home or before I leave to go into society, I have to like me. I have to like what I look like. And if I can't look in the mirror and like what I see, why should I care what anybody else thinks? You know,
Mm-hmm.
if I can look at myself and say, "Girl, you look good today. We looking good today," you know,
Mm-hmm.
looking a little beautiful there. You're glowing. Your skin is glowing. You ain't got no pimples popping up. You ain't got no blackheads. Just skin just moving, a little oily. You know, you just looking good today, girl. You know, sometimes you gotta speak life into yourself so that you don't care about what everybody else thinks.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody not gonna look at me and say that I'm beautiful. I have some men that look at me and says, "Oh, she look like a man. She's very manly looking. I don't like that." So you know how many men be in my inbox?
Mhm.
Some of them are married. But that's a
Ah,
whole nother story. That's a whole nother story. We're not gonna get into that. That's a whole nother story. We ain't gonna get into that. We ain't gonna get into that. But you may not like it, but somebody do.
yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? It's the whole point of what I'm saying. So why? But again, even the ones that like what I look like, I appreciate the compliments and I appreciate the, oh, let me get to know you. Let's go out to eat. Let's go grab a coffee. Let's talk. Appreciate all that. But some of y'all just, that's other subject.
Ah,
But you just have to love yourself enough to say, who cares what people think about me? People talked about Jesus. People had their opinions about him. A lot of people didn't think that what he was doing was real. A lot of people still, even to this day, don't believe that he even existed, believe that he died for our sins, believe that he rose on the third day. So why should I give a about what somebody think about me or about my life in general? If people can talk about Jesus the way they talk about Jesus back then and now, why should I care what people think? Why? Just why? Why should I care? Because at the end of the day, what you think, your thoughts, your feelings, your opinions, your so-called unsolicited advice, they're not gonna pay my bills. They're not gonna take care of my child. They're not gonna help send her to medical school, Lord Jesus. They're not gonna put clothes on her back, shoes on her feet. They're not gonna keep up the maintenance on my car. They're not gonna buy me a new car or a new house. So why are we so fixated on what people think about us and our life in general? That's a lot of times that's what holds people back because they're so worried. Oh, well, if I do this, then Sally Mae is gonna think this about me, or Uncle John gonna fit. So do it anyway. You want to move cross country because you want to be a singer, or you want to go to that fancy art school, or you want to go, I don't know, be a rocket scientist or somewhere, and it requires you to move halfway around the world. Oh, but I'm so scared. What about my family? What about my mama? What is best for you?
that's right.
Because I guarantee you, wherever you're going, you will be making way more money than where you are now. And you send your mama a couple $1,000s a month. And I can guarantee you, she gonna tell you, stay your butt where you
Right
at.
on. Where you at?
Stay where you at. Your mama gonna be fine. Just send a little money every month. Come and visit her, around the holidays. Like, call her every now and then. Just make sure she's still breathing. Hey mama, how you doing? Just call and tell you I love you. I just want to make sure you still in the world.
Mhm.
She gonna be all right. So you gotta stop caring what people think. And if you want to chase your dreams, chase your dreams. You want to go be a basketball star, go to the NFL, NBA. You want to go play baseball. You want to go be a doctor, a lawyer. Stop caring what people think. I get so sick. See, we live in Jackson, Mississippi, Lord have mercy. And this crab in a bucket mentality is killing people around the city. And I'm not talking about just us shooting each other because they do a lot of that.
Mhm.
But it's killing us here.
But
It's killing us here.
I think is I got a call today. So I wasn't expecting to get the call today when the what we was gonna talk about today, right? So I got a call today from my niece.
Mm-hmm.
And it almost started me because I'm like, Lord, I hope everything okay. And this beautiful, pleasant voice, Auntie Letha. And so in the conversation, um, she's mentioning some decisions that she's making, and she wanted to list me as a reference, and she told me how much she inspired me and how it's something she's been wanting to do for such a long time. And of she's going to nail school. She wants to be a nail tech. This young lady, she's truly gifted. I mean, she can sing, she can dance, she can write, she can draw, she can just do all these wonderful, she can do hair. And um I felt honored that she thought enough about me. And so, she mentioned some things. And I say, don't assume people want you to do certain things when mainly people just want you to be happy, live your dream. Just don't be out here causing no hurt, harm, or danger to yourself and to nobody else. That's those are my personal rules. Don't cause no hurt, harm, or danger to yourself or to nobody else and to live your life. But I shared with her, I said I had to learn some things. Um, just when I think individually that I mastered something, I realize I get an F, a big F. Because, and I'm just coming from me individually and personally. I can, but I can't help who I am. So the people that are right here, I I'm gonna make sure they straight. I'm gonna call and bug them to see if they safe. If they going somewhere, I want to make sure they made it to their destination. I want to ask them how they day been going, even if they being buttholes and jerks on they old those days, okay? And what I have learned these past few days is subconsciously, not intentionally, even though I want to make sure they've been okay, I think it's still been for some level of acceptance. And when I didn't feel it reciprocated, even though I felt it from like Frederica, Justin, you tagged me in something earlier, and we briefly spoke about that before you chimed on. Um, from like, oh my God, if I start naming names, like I had Cynthia McClenny, the tax lady, to reach out to me. She's just been phenomenal. I've had Melody to reach out to me. I've had Naisha. I've had Melinda to reach out to me. I've had of course, my sister, my aunt, oh my God, the matriarch of the family called me last night. She is not on social media. My aunt called me. I fooled around and had a meltdown. And I felt bad, but then I felt relieved because I'm like, Auntie Audrey, today was a horrible day for me mentally. And I think for me, I think when you give it in a space and you don't get it right back in that space, for me, it makes me feel some kind of way. Then for me, I want to rebel and no longer be me. I'm almost 50. I got a lot to learn. I got a lot. I ain't nowhere near perfect. But it's like if other people can see if I need anything and ask, I shouldn't have to ask nobody that's present. And it makes me question, what the hell am I thinking? I mean, I think we all got mental problems, and I always been slightly touched so I've been slightly touched. Okay, we'll talk about that on another call. Justin gonna have to line up some things because I run it by him and Frederica. I know I'm slightly touched, but I don't ever want people near to me to even feel like I don't care. And when I get that feeling, and that feeling is reciprocated of not caring, it does something to me and it's a trigger for me. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm not saying that they don't care. What I'm saying is if I don't get that feeling, it's a massive trigger for me. It sets me off and it lingers for a while. And I'm trying to get myself to the point that I too got to stop caring what people think. But it's hard not to care what certain people think. I don't know if I'm making sense. I really don't know if it's almost like it's a hold. And as long as the people that I care what they think, as long as they okay, I feel free. If I feel like they upset or they anything, I truly don't feel free. I don't know. Frederica, Justin. Want to welcome Justin to the call. Um, I got his book in my hand. He tagged me in a post earlier, so y'all need to go check out the post as well. Yes, he's doing some great things. I'm gonna hush and let him talk. Hi,
Now,
Justin.
hey, how y'all doing? I'm listening to the conversation. I think to a degree, caring what other people think is what makes you human. We live in this big world with all of these other human beings, and to a degree, um, the more you care about people and the more you are concerned about people, you do tend to empathize and care about what people think. That said, um, we can pour into people who don't want to pour back. And I don't mind giving people a shot, but that'll be all they drink out of me. I believe in reciprocation. I wholeheartedly believe in reciprocation. And so it's difficult for me to pour into a place that does our person that does not want to pour back into me because I feel like I'm worth it. And I decide that they don't. They can decide not to pour back, and I'll be okay with that. But what I'm not gonna do is like continue to empty me out trying to feel somebody who can't even appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? That feels entitled to that type of energy. Um, no, not doing that. I'm not. So yeah, I'm like Frederica. I've grown and am growing into a space where what someone thinks of me is their right, it's their experience. And if I'm important enough to occupy a space in their mind, fine. I'm not gonna tire from it, but be my guest, you know. Um, do what you gotta do, you know. Think of me good, think of me bad. I promise you a dream about me with somebody else, they've always had to tell me about it. I've never known it. So I don't care. Like, do what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? I have a hard enough time learning to love myself. I can't I don't have the energy anymore to be concerned with how somebody feels about me. You know what I'm saying? Now I can't help it sometimes, like my daughters or people that I care about. I want them to know that I love them. I want them to know that I'm thinking about them. I send text messages and make phone calls. Um, but if they don't want to think about me, that's fine. Do what you gotta do. Somebody's gonna think about me.
I
So
think that's the biggest part. This ain't all this part. My youngest is 20,
mhm.
and he made a statement to me the other day. And the statement was, you treat me different. And my response was, you are absolutely correct. You know why you correct? Because the other two could never.
Mm-hmm.
They could never. They could have never.
Mm.
And I hear different people in my head. Like I hear my sister telling me a few years ago, you know, people that's under the age of 26, mentally they on a whole different level. So, you know, it's just certain things that are going to be said, and it's certain things that they're going to do because of the mental mindset. Okay. Then I can think of I call him my adopted brother. I was talking to his mom before COVID, and I was going through something with my oldest at the time. And she told me that, you know, people tell you to treat all your kids the same, but you can't treat all of them the same because they all ain't the same.
Absolutely.
And I'm like, and I'm saying to myself, and before I knew it, I said, Ninja, I treat people how they treat me. So what you get out of me is truly what you give, but you truly get more than what you realize. And I think what bothers me, since you did mention your children, I struggle with overcompensation for other reasons.
Mm-hmm.
But then I'm like, ain't none of them riding on short bus. And all of them got decent IQs.
Mm-hmm.
And this one tested, okay, regardless of how he act mentally, super advanced, right? And I'm like, is this a manipulation tactic?
Mm.
Like, you want to, you know, and I'm not just picking on him, this go for anybody in general, but it's like, I care more about you, what you think, than you care about what I think. And I do way more. First of all, you ain't been on the earth for 5 seconds.
Mm.
Let's just put a footprint right here. You ain't been here long enough to understand how stuff go. Second of all, for me, it's hard. I just don't want the people I love. And I think, like I say, it's like it's this stronghold. Because why should a person in my space and in my place right now even be worried about what anybody think? And yesterday was a horrible day for me mentally. Like mentally, it was just not a good day. I
Mm.
it was truly not. I didn't talk to nobody on the phone that I did not have a meltdown to. I didn't call people, they called me.
Mm.
And I know because they saw the post I made, I cried more in the past 6 days, and I haven't past 6 months, but it was true. You know, I got a lot of things going on in my mind, and, you know, I'm hurting, and, you know, don't want to be taking this medication all the time, and, you know, try to go outside, just little different things, you know, and it's like, you can give so much to certain people. It do for me. It hurts when it's not reciprocated back.
Mm-hmm.
And then when it's mentioned that, oh, you know, you do a little bit too much, y'all don't do enough. Now I don't want to start comparing things because you never win. Never win with me, period, when it comes to comparison. And it's kind of like, it's easy for me to say, just don't worry about what them people think. Frederica, you are beautiful. Don't worry about what them people think. Forget them folks. Forget them kids. I would say stuff like that to people. If you ain't ever said you ain't studying them kids, then you ain't spending, you know, they'll be okay. But then when it's me, it's kind of like, yeah, but I actually do care. And it stresses me to care. And I don't want to be in that space no more. I don't want
That's
to
the
be in
important
space,
part.
but I care.
That's the important part. Is you got to decide that you don't want to be there no more. After you make that decision, take the steps. Because here's the thing: you caring is not something that you're gonna be able to turn off. But how much energy you pour into that, that is up to you. And you have to see people for who they are. No matter who they are, you got to see them for who they are. If it don't matter, um, if it don't matter to somebody, if hurt, I heard a singer saying, if hurting me doesn't hurt you, that's a problem. So that's the way I look at things.
Mhm.
If it's okay for you to hurt me, I can't give you my energy. And I care about you and I love you and everything. But my hurt is not a concern of yours. I don't want to do that because I'm setting myself up for failure at that point.
Mhm.
And I got enough things that I failed at. I don't want to fail that. This is something that I actually can control. So I can care and I can love and I can not address and not talk to and not pour into spaces and places that don't openly show that I am a worthy concern. And the way I look at it is they don't have to, but neither do I.
Mhm.
Neither do That's fine. I'm gonna give you what you gave me, and that's how that works. Cause and effect is a way of life. It's
Mhm.
that's the way it works. So if you got somebody that's not pouring into you in a way that allows you to be able to look at it and not have to think, am I being played? Move on. Whether you right or wrong, move on. Because ain't no point in destroying your mental health because somebody's behavior is ambiguous. No, don't do that.
Mhm.
Mm-mm, don't do it. And I know that's a lot easier said than done because when you used to care for people, we can get into a space where we're pouring so much hoping for a return. And you say, well, maybe they'll see it this time. Yeah, maybe they'll see it this time. And eventually you be bone dry and they still don't see it. Mm-mm, no. Mm-mm. Then you got to start talking like Jesus. Say, all right, come to me. When you ready for the love, you come to me. Because I got the love, but you got to come to me now. And that's the way that works. No point of stressing yourself out and stretching yourself out for somebody who don't see enough about, don't see you. And here's the thing. We both have probably, I don't know you enough to be able to say this, but I think you've probably experienced before where who you are and what you give was of little consequence to people until you stop giving. And that's what you got to do. Jordan Peterson said, he said, if you're talking to somebody and they are not listening, stop talking and start watching them.
Mm.
And so when I go quiet, just know I'm watching. I want to see how that works because I need to know, am I a convenience or am I someone of value? Am I just someone that you can trauma dump and emotional dump on and you don't feel any responsibility to me like I'm taking you on as a responsibility?
Mm.
Have a good life. Have a good life. I'm not, no, because we ain't got we don't know how many years we got on this place called Earth and worried about somebody who don't care about you. Them people wake up in the morning, go to sleep, get some money and don't think about you. Man, no. Mm-mm. Pour into the people that pour into you. Every once in a while, when God give you some overflow, spread it around to somebody. Plant that seed so that they can see how beautiful and how necessary it is to pour into others. But ain't no point in pouring into quicksand. It's gonna still be quicksand. Mm-mm.
Let me quicksand.
It's gonna be quicksand. You just gonna make it even quicker. They
Mm,
still gonna do all taking and no giving. Mm-mm.
mm,
Nope, no thank you.
mm,
Nope, no thank you at all. Have a great life. I wish you well. I wish you the best. But I'm not gonna continue to deplete my energy for what? If I can't answer that question with these, then I'm not gonna try to answer that question anymore. The reason you can't answer the question is because they didn't give you an answer. And
mm,
you're very intentional about making sure people know that they are loved. So, yes, you deserve to know that you're loved. Yes, you deserve to know that you're cared about because that is what you have poured. And so, mm-mm, nope, ain't no point in destroying you by something or somebody that don't care nothing about you.
yeah.
No, thank you.
Frederica?
Yes, I definitely agree with that. There is no point in stressing yourself about somebody that don't care about you. Who, Lord knows, I have done my share of that over the years. Um, like Justin, I learned to just back up and just observe because a lot of times it's not about what people say, it's about what we do. And actions speak louder than words. It's not enough for you to tell me that you love me or you care about me or you got my back or I got you. You know, just let me know. And yeah, I'll always be there. I'm gonna watch and see what it is that you want to do, what it is
Mm,
that you're choosing to do, not what it is that you're telling me that you're gonna do. But let me watch and see what you're gonna do because
mhm.
that's where your heart lies.
And
So
that's,
if
yeah.
I'm down and out and I need you to pick me up, or if I'm in a situation, let's just say for instance, I'm stuck on side of the road, I got a flat tire or a dead battery or something. I don't
Right.
have AAA. Can't call AAA. You are my AAA.
Yeah.
Dad, you got me. So
Right.
where you at?
Yeah.
In a call, you don't answer the phone. You keep declining my call. Tell me you're gonna call me right back. I'll say, hey, 911 emergency. I'm stuck on side of the road. I need your help. And you never reply. Just leave me there. Like, oh, okay, okay. So this person really just you really just all talk at this point.
Yeah.
You're not willing to, step in and help me. But whenever you have a need or you have a situation and you want someone to be there for you, you expect me to always have your back. And that's not fair. That's not how reciprocation works.
Right.
You can't be in a situation where you're with somebody who always want you to give to them and
Mm-hmm.
them not give to you. Like that is just that's not something that I can live with.
Yeah. And I
We
can see
gotta be able to give to each other. We gotta be able to
that.
support each other, lift each other, motivate. Like everything has to go back and forth. It has to be a mutual type of thing. And so that's why that's part of the reason why I just stopped just caring about what people think about my life. Because
Or doing, or stop doing.
yeah, because
Yeah. I,
y'all, I feel
yeah.
like I said before, we live in Jackson with this whole crabs in the bucket mentality, and it drives me crazy because there are so many talented people. I'm
Mm-hmm.
talking about men, women, and children that live
Right.
in this city that will never see the outside of this city because they're listening to the opinions of other people who chose not to follow their dreams, who chose not to do what they needed to do to get up out of here.
Fear.
And the people that sit on their porch all day and do nothing but collect a check.
People are afraid,
Afraid of what? Failure?
well, when you in a people don't know what they don't know or what they haven't been exposed to. Like you just said, we got people here in this very city. We got people in North Jackson, they never been to South Jackson. We got people in South Jackson, ain't never been to Madison County, and they like right next door to each other. And this is not either one of us coming down on anybody or chastising anybody. But I do think some of it does stem from fear. Like, I don't know why I would have a fear of being concerned what certain people think. I don't know. I have, I think I have like, I think I have like separation issues. I told my son the other day, my middle son, I will give him that. If I call, and don't get me wrong, because I'm not, everybody brings something to the table. So let me be very clear. So I'm not prepping up one person over anybody. I just have my moments to where when I have my moments, people, to where the nurturing should be nurtured sometimes. Okay. So let me just be very clear on what I'm saying, because I don't want to make it seem like I'm in this space to where I'm overly taking advantage of or anything. But people can be fearful of what they have not seen or what they don't know, because that encouragement has not been there. Like, no matter what I say, when I hear Frederica say, look, I know I'm cute. When I hear you say that, I'm in the middle of a hair crisis, y'all. I was growing my hair out, but I will be getting my cut in a couple of weeks when I get outside. Oh, with. But for literally, and it's a cut that may look kind of old schoolish, but I'm gonna get it first. But whatever. So anyway, when I hear you say, hey, you had to realize some things for yourself. There are some things I do realize for myself, but there are some things I'm still kind of holding on to. And I think for me, I'm not sure, but I'm seeing a lot around a lot of people that I know. From people being in the hospital, ICUs for long extended amount of time, not sure who gonna be there to take care of them people. So it's a lot of different things during this process that's actually going through my head right about now. And it kind of makes me afraid if it appears to be that I can't depend on the people that don't have to ask of me. It makes me concerned. I know I can depend, but it makes me concerned if I have to ask, and most of the time they don't have to ask. It makes me concerned. So when Frederica speaks about where we live and people and their mentalities, people haven't been encouraged enough. People, I can't tell you to leave Jackson. I have to show you. I can't tell you how to not care. I have to show you. Um, I can show you how to overly care. I can show you how to overly indulge, even though those are not good things. We got Justin as well here, and um, Justin shows. So I think by default, based off our routines and who we are and how we do things, it's hard to truly break this habit of overly caring and not taking his chances, all because that person on that porch, if that's all they know and they go to a new place, they may not have nobody. I I may not want to wake up and not have nobody. I'm not, and I'm when I say nobody, I'm not saying like Melanie and Candace and Melinda and Michelle and Jacob and Naisha and Rachel and my aunts and my uncles and my parents and my siblings and my cousin and Frederica and Justin and everybody's been reaching out to me. I'm not saying that these people are nobodies. What I'm saying is if me having an existence in my space, it may be a fear of not running that existence off, even if that existence is becoming a thorn in my side now. With that being said, I am getting to a point to where I don't care. I just wished I would have arrived at the place before my little situation. Because when I think, like I said, when I think I have mastered something, I realize I got an F at it. You know, like instead of me getting frustrated with people, I should have been calling people and say, hey, this is what I need. Can you come do this? And it was gonna get done, right? Instead, I want to go back and forth about I shouldn't have to ask nobody else.
Hmm.
So that's that concern of me truly caring what you think. Because now I want to pour out what you talked about, Justin, how you just sit up and you just pour out your heart and you pour out all of your feelings and you pour out your emotions. You talk about a text message, we just gonna say in general, just get a short answer response from anybody. And
Mm.
it's like, that's all the heck you got to say. Like, is that truly it? Now
Right.
I'm mad.
Yeah, expectations. But the
Expect
reality is, uh, again, for me, I'm like, you know what? I don't expect anything from anybody that I haven't given anything to,
But if you
especially
giving it and you don't give it back and it's not
right.
giving back.
Right. And my thing is, okay, fine. I'm just don't be surprised when I get to that space where I'm not pouring into it anymore. There are people who they have called me in a time of need and asked, for me to help them out. And then I call them back to get my money back. And they give me an attitude. And anybody that do that to me, I hope you borrowed a substantial amount of money because you just paid for the relationship. Yeah. And for me, if it's $10, that means you really don't disrespect. That means that's really disrespectful. If you owe me $1,000 and you don't pay it back, that makes sense. Ain't no reason for you to. If you work every day and you ain't got $10 to pay me back, but you posting partying on social media, that was the cost of the relationship. People say you worry about money. No, it's about respect. It's about respect. Ain't got nothing to do with the money. I ain't worried about $10. What I'm worried about is being there for somebody who don't value me enough to be able to pour back. And I ain't saying you got to pour like I pour. I love to give. But
Mhm.
what I'm not gonna do is be taken advantage of. No, 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 thank you. You know what I'm saying? No, thank you. Don't do it. Because the mental space that it puts you in that you gotta battle with. Now, one thing I will say is for me, I think for me it's unfair to expect someone to give something I don't ask for.
Mhm.
Now it's wonderful when I don't have to ask for it, but I don't allow myself like I will get an attitude within myself and then I remind myself, well, you didn't ask for it. And I'm a Bible believer, so the Bible say asking it shall be given. So if I don't ask, then I can't get it. That's just the way I think about it. Um, and a lot of times, if somebody borrowed money from you, they asked you for it. So they got what they asked for. Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, it come to a space where if the dynamic of our experiences together is me pouring and you being poured into all the time, I ain't got no gas money today. Yeah, I gotta make sure my car full. And so that's the way that works. Like it's unhealthy to be the only one pouring all the time. You eventually run dry.
You run
You
dry.
have to have somebody that will pour back into you.
You do.
You have to.
You do.
Desiring human connection is human, and having human connection is human. So you have to have somebody that
Yeah.
pours back into you. People that do not have anybody that pour back into them, you'll find that those are typically some very miserable, disconnected people. I'm not saying nothing's wrong with them. I'm just saying it is heartbreaking to me that we actually live in a world with 8 billion people, and there are some people out here who have nobody to check on.
Nobody. That's true.
That
That's
is,
true.
it don't cost you anything to check on somebody.
And you're right. In a few seconds. And that's the other thing. You know, it don't take long to pick up the phone. People kill me talking about, I forgot I'm busy. And that's why I want to say I thank everybody during this process who has reached out to me and called or sent a text message or inbox or email or anything, because we are all different and y'all are witnessing some of my struggle. So yes, I struggle with attention. I have always
Mhm.
struggled with attention. According to my aunt, I was born struggling with attention. Okay. She got her reasons why. Regardless, I struggle with that. And I think what frustrates me, my crew don't struggle like I do. So I go out my way to overgive and overcheck and overdo these things. When I don't get it back, I do get pissed off. And I'm going to say something else. When I'm having a bad day, I'm not going to go out my way to give you a bad day. I'm going to go
Mhm.
when I'm having a bad day, I'm still careful how I treat other people. So it's like I don't I'm at a place to where, I think for some people, um, you know, that they expect you to get back to your normal routine, not understanding that your normal routine may not been the best routine. So, things that my only thing I cared about was getting my house clean, cooking and making sure meals done and all that kind of. I couldn't care less about that. I ain't the one eating the food. I went to Mexican much as I wanted to go. That's what I did. That's what I like. Everybody got what they like. I got Mexican food. Something happened to me. Y'all need to make sure I got lipstick on, earrings on, skin need to be greased. I need some bling on. I need some Mexican food. That's just what it is. That's just what it is. That's just who I am. But I I I I I am believing that I tell people I'm not saying they're the issue. I tell people I'm clearly the one with the problem, because when you're the one that's yearning for what you're giving, you could be giving in the wrong places. I got a friend girl that remind me, even the Bible remind you, don't give your pearl to swine. That go for the very people among you too.
Mhm.
That don't mean people you don't know. It mean people that take and take and take and take. And like Justin just said, you constantly giving, you giving, you giving. You're pouring and pouring. Eventually you're gonna be empty. At what point for somebody who needs some of that back? And just because Frederica may do something and Justin may do something, or Miss Denise or Tiana or Miss T or Hosa or Candace or Johnny or Mary, or I can't read all these names, Just even though these are people, let's just say, that may reach out and do things for me. If I'm looking for it from a certain place, if you're looking for it from a certain place, you're not going to feel complete. And I would tell anybody that's truly when you need to work on yourself. But you don't need to think that you do too much just because you're looking for something, or you're not receiving something, or you feel an absence, or you feel an incompletion, just because you feel the need to feel loved or accepted or appreciated by certain people. And I came out and said it, and it even happens on jobs. I went through it. I've been through this from a personal aspect, from a professional aspect. So um clearly what I'm discovering in this moment, that I need to work a little bit more on me. But as I work on me, I don't have to I don't have to continue to do things the way I've been doing things, especially if it's not fulfilling me. And no matter who gets upset, because you can't expect to receive something and you're not giving it. Like, I'm go back to my youngest again. You know, this before the surgery. I want some pork chops and red beans. I'm about the stuff. My house ain't clean. It ain't nasty, but it ain't clean to my standards. It ain't nasty in the kitchen, but your room ain't clean. So what do I look like constantly cooking for people and cleaning is free? You get what I'm saying? So it's kind of like I want them to be appreciative. I do. I want the people I dearly love. I want them to be appreciative. My issue is I've been looking for them to do what I do. And when it doesn't happen in that way, I get mad and I get pissed off and I get upset. And it don't mean they don't love me. It just means I'm not getting things back in a manner to where I want things. And then Justin and Frederica have so kindly letting me know, no, Letha, you need to work on Letha. You can't fix other people. I can work on myself. And part of us not caring what other people think, you have to be okay knowing that you got to spend more time with yourself. You're gonna have those lonely moments, maybe. Um, just maybe, you know. And then by default, if their phone ring or somebody need me to do something, hey, you busy? No, I ain't busy. And then by default, want to answer every phone call. They ain't gonna answer every time I call the phone. By default, I'm gonna respond to every text message. They ain't gonna respond to every text message. And I think my biggest issue is that I have been given so much in a manner, and I'm in a situation that I'm not immobile at all, but I am in a situation where help is needed and I got help, but in my brain, I shouldn't have to ask. It should be volunteered. I shouldn't have to be asked. I should be asked of. I see
Mm.
that look on your face.
For me, um, I think that is, I think to be in relationship, whether that's with family or friends or whatever, and to create an unspoken expectation is unhealthy. That's my humble opinion.
And you're
Um,
probably right. I'll accept it.
yeah, I think if you want something, you have to say it.
I'll
Um,
accept it.
yeah, so you know, like, cause what are you what the person that didn't do what they didn't know to do, all they know is the attitude is there. They have no idea why. And if you're anything like most people, when they say, "Isn't everything okay?" Yeah. It's like,
Are
no,
you
it's
saying
not.
people? Or are you saying women?
You said women. I just agreed with you. Um,
If I call you, let's say you had surgery and or you know, you fell or something happened and I know you down a few days and I'm calling you, you know, once a day to make sure you straight. Okay, if I end up in a similar situation, I got to call you and say, hey, please check on me every day.
yeah, because it's not you. I'm not you.
I'm so confused.
But I'm not you.
Hold on, let me get this straight. I
I can't
check
hear
on
you.
somebody every day.
You check on somebody every day. That what you said?
Yeah,
You do that.
yeah.
Am I you?
No,
Oh, okay. So what you expect is for me to be you.
no, I expect you to give me what I give you.
That's not how it works. Don't your Bible tell you to give and expect nothing in return?
Yeah, depending on who wrote it. Who wrote that? Who wrote it? Because I don't know if that's why I don't know if that was a Jesus clause or not. See, I'm one of them. Don't just tell me what it said. I need to know who said it and what was
Uh,
going on at the time it was said. Yeah, I'm one of them.
well, there goes some homework. We can see who wrote it. We can see who wrote it in the context in which it was said. All I'm saying is, would it be nice to get a call um every day like you did it, like you did for somebody? Absolutely. Me, if you don't want to call me every day, I don't want you to call me every day. Would it be nice? Great. But I don't want certain things I don't want done out of a sense of obligation. Like I'm a man, so and I'm a southern man. So a lot of what I was raised to do was out of obligation. Not because I actually want to, but the expectation for me to be what a man is there. I try not to do things out of that because it 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 has created resentment in me. And so, like, I'll be honest, I'm not necessarily the friend you look to call every day. I'm just not that type of person. I work a lot, my mind be on a lot of things, but every so often, when you cross my mind, you'll get a text. Hey, I'm just checking on you, making sure you're good. It ain't got to be a long conversation. You could hit me with a one-word response if you want to. I just need to know that in this moment you're good. Now I'm always open to have a conversation, but I'm not. I probably the most terrible person when it comes to reaching out on a consistent basis. Like I have people who are mad at me who don't understand, and I tell people the best time to reach me if you want to talk on the phone between 4 and 5 in the morning, and most people sleep. But if you want to talk to me, that's the best time to reach me. During the work day, I'm working. If I'm at the gym, I don't want to talk to nobody. That is my therapy. That's when me and God having conversations, and that's when me having conversations. Um, but now I hear you say that. Okay, let me call. Now you've said, man, it would be nice. Just check on me. Let me know everything. Let me know you thinking about me. Because
Mhm.
I'm certain you think about them. Now you've created the expectation. Now, when a person don't do it, if you choose to be mad at them, be mad at them. But for the person that does do it, now you know now you know who in your corner. Not to say that the person that don't do it not in your corner is just, like when I'm at work, mentally, I'm managing 30 guys. I got 30 adults And I'm thinking like I don't have the brain capacity to have whole long full out conversations. One of the things I can't stand is when I get an inspiration for a poem while I'm at work, because I'm probably not gonna be able to write it, and by the time I can write it, I'll forget it. But I'm just saying you want to manage your expectations, especially unspoken expectations. You mute it.
I know.
Uh, but that's my thoughts. I could be wrong.
No, I'm learning. I'm learning. Other people are learning also. I'm learning that I'm learning. Okay. I'm not above learning. Um, my cousin she's on Facebook, and we had a similar conversation the other day. Um, I think that's where the disconnect comes from between men and women. But I'm sitting here saying to everybody, you know, don't allow people to give in a manner that you don't give back.
Absolutely.
And so um I mean, I promise you I'm not like disagreeing, because I heard everything you said. But I'm in the house full of men, okay? And my daughter, she's in Georgia doing her thing. But my experience dealing with men when they are not well, they become super big babies.
That could be true.
And then they want to be catered to.
That could be true.
Well, if that's what you get and that's what you want, when the shoe is on the other foot, give that to the female.
Okay.
See, my brother has a phrase: you can't expect what you can't inspect. Now, when he speaks about it, he comes from that financial standpoint you talking about, and people and money and all that kind of stuff. People can't expect what they don't expect. But when I hear that it's okay if the male species get in a space, they're not well, or things not going good, and they get all this catering to. But when the shoe fit the other foot, somebody got to tell you that's what you need to do. Ain't nobody have to tell that woman to sit up and take care of you. Ain't nobody have to tell that woman to worry about your emotions, to make sure you fed, to make sure you got everything you need, to make sure you took your medication, to see if you even went to the. I'm just trying to figure this thing out.
Are you assuming that a lot of women do that?
No, I am assuming a good bit of women do that. I said a good bit. I can't speak for a lot because I don't know most women, just like I don't know most men. But I can speak about the women I know.
All of the women you know do that.
Majority.
Interesting. I should come to Mississippi.
Majority. Matter of fact, without telling everybody's business and calling folks names, majority of the women I know have been mentally in a mental chaos, whether it's from a son, a significant other, a husband, a boyfriend, because they so busy being superwoman. And then they want to jump into their dreams, or they get to a point and they need a little, they going through a little something, and it's not reciprocated back. So yes, majority of the women I know, they're going to make sure you fed. They're going to keep you covered in prayer, whether you hear it or not. They're going to check on you to see if you need anything.
Are they
They're
gonna
gonna
say what they need?
Huh?
Are they gonna say what they need?
But I'm just telling you what they do.
No, I get it.
They're gonna say, hey, you ate today? They not gonna they when they go through the drive-through, it may be every now and then they go through the drive-through for themselves. But they headed home, they buying food for everybody. Unlike
And wait,
when
wait,
that male
and
species go somewhere, they buying food for themselves when they head to the house. They already assume that the woman done ate by default because she's so busy making sure everybody else straight.
these are Southern guys you're talking about?
Yeah.
Wow. I'm not familiar with that. I have I've never seen that before. I'm
I'm
surprised.
just
I'm
telling
really
you.
shocked.
I'm just telling you what it is. It's a narrative. It's a false narrative. The majority of the women that I know, I ain't talking about most women in the world. I ain't talking about most women in the South. I'm talking about most women I know, from the chair to the personal level to the I know you as an associate level. I know you however. Majority of the women I know make sure everybody's straight, and they go through something, and it's like they made to feel like what they going through is not important.
Hmm.
You know how many
I
women that sit up and melt down to me? I know somebody right now, and they had to have surgery, a different type of surgery. And I could just look at her and tell she tired. And what gets me, I know you tired because I can look at you and tell you tired. The people in your face, and see, that's something else to give me. How the people in your house can't pay attention to you tired?
Hmm.
As if because what's going on with you or what's going on with me is now inconvenience.
um I will say that in my experience, the hardest people to see you in a lot of cases are the people that see you the most. My experience.
I get it.
I'm not justifying
No,
anything
I'm
because
not saying
again,
you're justifying, but I'm just trying to get an understanding here that the majority of the women that I know are gonna make sure that her crew straight, no matter how they treat her.
yeah, I don't know anything about that.
I'm just
That
telling you.
yeah,
I'm just
that
telling you.
is
And if she fool around and she go through something, all of a sudden she got to ask for everything. Also, that's why so many women constantly keep checking because they already know their experiences. Like, like I literally, without calling names, I had multiple women to tell me even this week, you better call me because you know they ain't finna do nothing, been there, done that.
yeah.
Yeah.
I again, I'm actually surprised to hear you say that because I in my experience, like if my mom is dealing with something, I'm if and I'm there, I'm like she's not gonna have to ask for anything. That's not that is
You're her
so foreign
son.
to me.
You're her son.
Hmm.
And maybe, but all kids ain't the same, and all men ain't the same, all husbands and their significant others ain't the same. Let me tell you, okay, for like instance, yesterday, my middle son wasn't here. He had spent the night somewhere. And I'm like, I gotta send some money to the bank. I mean, he considering the schedules of people in the house, he is the person I need to call. Now I could have called a couple of other people that don't live up in my house, right?
Hmm.
So I sent him a message. I say, hey, I hate to bother you, but I need you to go to the bank and I need this done by 4:30. I need this money in the bank by 4:30. So I need you to come here. I need you to do that. His response was, you're not bothering me. Now, I know by default, if I call, they coming. Don't get me wrong. Any of them, any of my crew, if I call, they coming. My issue is I'm going to get up and ask. Linnell is gonna ask. And I can say it because she on the other live and she's commenting, so I can say her name. She's going to ask. Well, Lord forbid, if she fall or she has surgery, who gonna ask her, do she need anything?
I would, yeah, that's why. If that, yeah, yeah.
So the frustration comes from knowing that sometimes the community of people, your crew, you pour so much into, they don't even have to ask, but they can expect it. And it's okay when you expect it. I just got a problem when you don't ask back.
Rightfully so. I don't know. I've never, I guess in my experience, all of the guys that I know, like, we're not gonna see women going through things and not try to help. Like that's weird to
Well,
me.
I didn't say they don't try to help, but they're gonna make sure a good portion, I can't say a lot. I'm not gonna say most, so I'm gonna say a lot, because a lot ain't saying most, right? But a lot of them you're gonna have to ask. Versus on this saying, these women, you ain't gotta ask them.
Well,
These women, you ain't gotta ask them.
again,
You ate today. I know you drink coffee. I need to bring you some coffee. I made some biscuits. I made soup. I need to bring
so
you some food.
so for me, this is just me. If I do that, right, I just for the sake of my not being mad at people because they are not me, I don't expect nobody to ask. I'm appreciative when they do ask, but I just don't allow myself to create the expectation for people to ask.
Well, I don't think it's an expectation.
Then
Okay.
why you mad if they don't?
Okay, here's the thing. I treat people how they treat me. No, I treat
Do you?
no, I treat them better than they treat me.
Okay.
I treat them
Okay.
better than they treat me. I treat them better than they treat me. I treat them better than they treat me. Because
Right.
I'm gonna call you and I'm gonna check on you.
Right.
If you need anything, I'm gonna ask you how's your day going. I'm gonna do all, not saying that I want that I expect it back, but sometimes the nurturer needs to be nurtured.
Yes, I agree with that.
Like I say this to people, get in a situation and pay attention to how people show up for you.
Absolutely.
And that's exactly how they're gonna take care of you. And if they're not showing up for you and you got to ask and you got to beg, you got to plead, you got problems on your hand.
Wait, I'm sorry. You said you have to ask and you
If
have
you
to
have to ask, beg, and plead, I put an
if
if.
you say if you have to ask, beg, and plead, are all of those the same thing?
Yeah.
Asking, begging, and pleading is the same thing. Is
Well,
what you
sometimes people be in situations and this may be the only one or two people they got to ask.
but you know what it is? I feel like the truth about life is that most people ain't got but one or two people that truly gonna step up and help them. That's so maybe my expectations is that because that's been my experience. I know
That's true
when
for
I
some people.
right, that's what I'm saying. That's why I say for me. Now, I've already been I believe my disappointment. So the people who I created, I allowed an expectation to be placed on them and they disappointed. I'm not ain't no point in me continuing to place expectation on somebody who I know don't care about me like that, because the reason I care about those people enough to do something for them has, in most cases, nothing to do with them. It's just who I am. And so I'm not going to be mad. For me, I'm not going to be mad when it's not reciprocated. I'm just not going to create something to be reciprocated again next time. I know Johnny ain't going to come out. Like, I have a friend. I see this friend just about every day, but I know if I need something, ain't no point in calling him. He ain't doing nothing. And you know what? Every time I get a chance, I make a joke about it, but I be dead serious. Because if he ever needs something, he can call, but he better hope God is touching my heart right then. Because if I think about how he treat me, I ain't calling. No, I ain't, I'm not. If I'm busy, if I'm watching Dragon Ball Z, I'm not pausing it to go do nothing. Because that's the relationship. I accept
Yeah.
it. That's the relationship. I'm okay with that. Um, it wasn't always that way because hey man, I need a ride. I'm on the way. I'm one of them. Call me 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm gonna assume it's something, so I'm going to do it. But now, if I ever find myself in a space where I need that same energy, I'm gonna reach out. If you pick up and you can't do it, I respect it. That's fine. I know not to call you no more.
Yeah.
You know
And
what I'm
I
saying?
think
But
that's the biggest issue.
yeah, we gotta be able to, here's for me, those people that pour back into you that way, that's where you need to cultivate.
You're right.
That's where a good portion of your energy needs to go, because at least you know this is fertile ground for reciprocation. How many times are we going to plant seeds in ground that don't grow?
Yeah.
And you can work the ground for a while, or you can move 2 inches to the left where the ground is growing at. I'm gonna move 2 inches to the left. You know, if the ground ever want me to plant a seed again, show yourself, show that I can depend on you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just saying, like, you sound like one of the people that everybody call whenever they have a problem, but you can't call them same people, and that absolutely sucks. I wish the world didn't work that way, but in my experience, yeah, in my experience, you can pour yourself dry. You can be there for everybody. People sing your praise as long as your hand is out like this.
Yeah.
But as soon as your hand get out like that,
It's a problem.
it's a problem. So you know what?
Yeah.
I ain't gonna create no more problems for you, but I ain't gonna create no more problems for me either.
Yeah, and it may be a culture thing. And when I say culture, I'm not speaking racial, right? Because you was like, are these Southern men or Southern women? And
Right.
I would tell people, things are not always racial. Sometimes they're cultural. Sometimes they can
Mhm.
have something to do with the mindset
Right.
of the people in those specific areas.
Mhm.
Louisiana is right next door, but the culture from Louisiana to here is a little different versus those who grew up on the Mississippi Louisiana line. But I will say, in all fairness, because I want to be very clear, I'm not coming down on men, okay, but I am making a point that a lot of women, myself included, with the male species under our roofs, they tend to receive a lot of the um of the overnourishment. And it is very frustrating if you go through something and it's not reciprocated back, or and I'm not saying people do things intentionally to make people feel a certain type of way, but my plea, as my cousin say, she be pleading all the time. She called me the other day. I knew if she was here, I knew it wouldn't be no big thing. She's in Texas. I knew it wouldn't be. I mean, I had people calling me before my surgery. You need me to help you come clean up. You need me to help you do this. I had to call my friend's son to help me do some stuff the other day. I got frustrated. I wanted some stuff done. I wanted stuff done right then and there because I had been saying I wanted stuff done before my dadgum surgery. I don't know what before the surgery mean other than before the surgery. Okay, I know how to fix that. I got one person I'm finna call. He my nephew from another mother. Yes, he is. Luckily, and he young, and he got his business. He helped coach. He got his whole all this stuff going on. I'm like, Lord, please forgive me. I just need help for a few minutes. My thing is when people show up for you, male or female people, be willing to show up back. Don't let people do for you in a manner that you're not going to give it back. I don't care if you're male, female, gay, straight, white, black, Indian. I don't care what it is. Do not allow people to give to you in a manner that you're not going to give it back. I
I
call it
agree.
theft and I call it cruel and unusual punishment. And I called it something that I call it despicable was the word. Despicable was the word I texted the other day. Despicable. It's despicable.
So, but now we got to take accountability. It's theft the first time you give to somebody who not gonna give it back to you. The second time, what George Bush said, fool me one time, shame on you. Fool me two times, can't be fooled again. You not, and so that's why I say, you got it the first time. If you plan on, this is to the world. If you're gonna borrow money from me and you don't plan on paying it back, make it worth it. At least ask for something you can live with. Cause if you don't pay me back, we ain't talking no more. Ever. God bless you and have a good life.
He learned.
But again, um, I don't I'm it I'm trying to be careful about what I say because it sounds like a sensitive and touchy subject, but I'm just not familiar. Like I don't know.
You don't
I
have to be
I can't.
careful what you say. I mean, I'm just saying.
My mother, I could not see myself in the house with my mother after she just had a surgery, and I'm not waiting on her hand and foot. I could not, in my head, it doesn't compute. I don't understand that at all.
Yeah.
Like at all. My little brother is the same way. I don't, it doesn't, it just don't, I don't understand it.
Yeah. I
Like
know.
that sounds like a movie to me. That doesn't even sound real.
It's real. I did something wrong. They gonna ask. I mean, they ain't gonna ask. They gonna do. It's just. But this is therapy.
Yeah, I don't know.
Isn't this
That's
therapy? Ain't this therapy, Linnea? It's therapy. Frederica, what's up?
Yeah, Frederica, you got to take this one because I don't know nothing about this. This is
Frederica
this.
gonna close us out tonight.
Yeah.
Me, Justin, and I don't know what he being careful for. He know he can say whatever. You got
No,
some
because
you're not gonna
okay.
offend anybody.
No, it just sounds
Right.
like it sounds like you're saying that your son is not stepping up to the plate to help you with the things you need help with, and that sounds I
I
don't
have
it
to
doesn't
ask.
compute to me.
I don't want to have to ask nobody to do nothing. It needs to be, I need to be asked stuff. And I'm gonna say it again. So let me be very clear. If I ask them to do something, they will do it. However, I don't want to have to ask. I should be asked stuff. That's something I got to deal with. I'm working on it.
I agree.
Yeah.
I
So
agree.
it sounds like Letha feels like, just because of everything that you do for everyone else, you don't feel the need to feel obligated to even ask for anything, regardless of if it's a bottle of water,
No.
just a hey, how you doing? Like you shouldn't have to ask for it.
I
Is that
shouldn't.
right?
That's exactly
Yeah.
how I feel.
You know, I agree with that. I agree with that, but I also agree with Justin and what he said previously. Like, you can't really get mad at people when you have these unspoken expectations. Um, Sometimes you do need to speak your mind, and you do need to just say, "Hey, listen, I'm about to go through this situation, and then I'm gonna be down and out, and this is what I expect. I shouldn't have to ask for this. I shouldn't have to ask for that. I shouldn't have to tell you to do this. I shouldn't have to tell you to do that. If I ask you once, there's no need for the back talk. There's no need for the, oh, why I got to do this or there's no need for any of that. I can't do it for myself right now, so I need the help. So sometimes you do have to put those expectations out there just so on the back end, um, you're not frustrated and you don't have an attitude, and it's not adding to your stress
Mhm.
overall, in that you're feeling disappointed, or you're feeling neglected, or you're feeling like they just don't care at
Mhm.
all, when really it's just you haven't really said what it is that you need. You haven't put that expectation out there. So sometimes you do have to do it. And I agree. So I'm the same way. I'm one of them people. I hate to ask for help. I hate to ask people for anything. It kills me sometimes. But at the same time, I can't get mad at them if they don't do something that I'm expecting them to do in
Mhm.
my mind. I can't get mad at that. I can't get mad at them. I can't have an attitude, even though sometimes I do. And they're what's wrong with you? Well, you got an attitude. Well, in my mind, I expect you to do X, Y, Z, but I never said it out loud, so I got to do it by myself now. You know, because I should have told you a couple of days ago, so that you can prepare yourself,
Mhm.
for the help that I need, and I didn't do that, so now I have to do it myself. You know, so it does save you a lot of heartache on the back end, just kind of putting those expectations out there and just letting them know, hey, I need X, Y, Z done.
Mhm.
Just put it out there. Um,
I'm sorry.
no, go ahead.
I want to ask y'all a question, and Letha, can you ask your crew on Facebook the same question? What is your favorite game?
Game?
Hmm.
And what
You
type
mean
of
like,
game? What's your
Any
yeah,
favorite
kind of
like a
game,
game?
board game, a
TikTok,
card game?
Facebook, what's your
whatever
favorite
game.
game? Like what?
Hmm.
I don't too much care for games, so what we talking
Well,
about cards? What we talking about? What
Whatever cards, it could be whatever.
I play this. What's the name of this game? I know I play solitaire on here, and then there's this other little like word
favorite game?
game. Yeah, some type of word game where they give you like so many letters, and then you got to figure out how many words you can make out of these letters.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What your chat say?
Ain't nobody said nothing. Um, game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
whatever it is.
Do you know how to play spades, Lethal? Because I don't.
Yeah,
Please
I can
don't
spank.
promote
I
my
can
black
spank.
card anybody. I do not know how to play spades. I'm sorry.
Letha said she could spade.
You don't know how to play spades,
No, I don't. I never learned how to play spades.
and you
Don't
said
judge
that.
me.
You really said that
Yes, don't
openly.
judge me. Don't take my black card. I do not know
On
how to play
mine.
spades.
Frederica,
Mm.
the Lord ain't pleased with that one right there. You don't know how to
Oh,
play spades.
no, I don't. No, ma'am. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
Jesus, Lord, take the
I'm
wheel. So,
sorry. Y'all, please forgive me, but
I
I
can
do
play
not know how to play
spades.
spades. I have no clue.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody else answer the question.
Mm-mm.
They not participating.
They ain't participating. We're gonna get some people to participate. Y'all gotta participate.
Because I really want to see something real quick. Tell them just heard any game. It ain't any
It
game.
could be it could be Monopoly,
It could be
Candy Crush,
whatever.
What's y'all's favorite game? He say.
Tic tac toe,
right? Solitaire.
What's y'all's
solitaire.
favorite game? Somebody.
Ain't even got to be. If we get two people to answer the question, we be in there.
Yeah.
Well, Candace, are you still on? I don't know. My devices are special ed, so
Jesus.
it's saying she watching. Linnell saying she watching. It's saying Hoser, Rose, Gold, 5, Erica, God, Amen, Godwin, Tram,
Mm,
Ramiro Lopez, Nacho Average,
mm.
Julia Anderson, Cassie Howard, Joe, Gunnar Suspokta, Sapoka, Sapkota, Miss T, Tina Saunders, Denise Talbert, Johnny Evans, User Somebody, Stir Sticks 27. Oops.
All these people on your live?
On TikTok, Mary Boyd,
You live on TikTok right now?
Love My Wife 54. Brown Sugar. Oops, I did something.
We should be getting all the comments then from TikTok.
Brown Sugar.
TikTok.
Des 82, Mimi 5 Serve, Smoking Jay's Barbecues, Mary Manning 888, DeMarquise Wall. I don't call
So
that everybody on TikTok, and I don't call that everybody on Facebook. That I
so let
can
me ask you this. I noticed that neither one of y'all, both of y'all said the same thing, right? But ain't neither one of y'all said that the guessing game was your favorite game.
guess what? I don't want to guess nothing.
Well, that's
You
what's
want,
in the
but you want
game.
people to guess what you want.
No, I want people to do what I do.
Oh, okay.
You want people to be you.
He learning me now, honey.
No, I'm saying you want people to be you.
No,
Yeah.
I want people to give in a manner on which I give to them.
Be you.
No, not be me.
Hold on.
Give gratitude.
If you mandated it ain't gratitude, it's obligation.
I don't mandate it.
You you kind of are though because you're mad because they're not doing
I'm about to snatch this wig off.
it.
What about to happen?
Hold on, let me see some. Wait. No, I'm almost done.
Yeah, because I don't know how to, and maybe I don't know. Y'all know I'm kind of special, so let me see.
I wouldn't know how to. You live on all of them platforms right now. I can't even begin to think about how to do that.
I got 3 different devices up.
Oh,
3. Oh, we can share it on Facebook. Let me see this.
and you live on YouTube too?
I am.
Yeah. I shared the YouTube link on Facebook earlier.
I don't know how to. Okay, and then my phone is. Lord Jesus, I need a new phone.
You need some little help over there. That's
Well,
what you
since
need.
my phone updated, my
And
keyboard keeps freezing. My
I keep
keyboard,
telling you,
You got an
Letha.
iPhone?
no,
Oh,
I got an Android called a Revel.
oh.
Mm, I keep telling her, Letha, you need some help with this stuff. Let me know.
Oh, you finna be, I'm finna be, I'm working, we
Yeah,
getting it
call my
together.
phone. Yeah.
So
I'm gonna be, we gonna be, listen, once I get these bootleg devices straight,
my beloved sister Letha, woman of God, Luke 6:35 say, but love ye enemies and do good and lend, hoping for nothing again. And your reward shall be great, and ye shall be children of the highest, for he is kind unto the unthankful and to the evil. So,
I'm trying. I'm listening. I'm trying to
Now, again,
back up.
but I also say you get one or two shots. After that, don't worry about it.
Mm.
Because I'm gonna tell you something. For me, it would have put me in a space if I'm in my mother's house and she got to call somebody to come and help her. That I, yeah, nah, I would have felt away. I would have been in my feelings about that. I'd have told that Joe, you get out my mama's house. I'm gonna help my mom. You ain't gonna do that to me. So but that's just me. I ain't saying, that's just different. That's something. I'm not familiar with that.
Yep. I
Yeah.
messed up. I messed up somewhere.
So you said something earlier. Um, the culture that we're in today definitely could be a higher influence on that behavior than anything you did. Um, yeah, so it ain't that ain't necessarily you messed up. That could just we definitely live in a very selfish culture. Very selfish culture. Yeah, teaching people to be things like appreciation and gratitude. I don't see them holding much value in today's culture. So that's what I would say about that. But again, I just don't know. I've never heard of a situation like the one you talk about. That it is completely foreign to me.
But it was foreign to me too, to like, but just being honest, hey, when I want stuff done, I want it done. And outside
You
of
want it done right then.
when I say do it, it ain't that complicated.
Okay, I agree.
I'm gonna tread lightly on what I wanna say.
No, no. You said don't talk. You said don't be careful. So say what you got to say.
The thing is that you may be right. I may want me, and I may be expecting me and other people, but not per se me. Okay. If I put you at if you're a priority, I need to be a priority. Ending up on my boo-boo list ain't no good place to be.
I agree. I got you there.
Because at the end of the day, no matter this is from personal to business to social to whatever, okay? I ain't perfect. I put myself at the top of the list for being nowhere near perfect. I put myself at the top. I don't I don't try to make it seem like my stuff together and everybody's stuff ain't. But if I think enough about you, no matter who you are, to be a priority, and I don't feel prioritized, you gon' feel it.
Yeah, well.
And it's not a get back. It's not a get back.
Yeah, it's a cutoff.
Yeah, it's a cutoff.
I 1,000,000% agree with that.
Yeah, it's
Now
not a
you
get
talking
back.
my language. I
Yeah,
ain't.
it ain't me trying to prove nothing.
Mm-mm.
It ain't me trying to do none of that. I would rather I'm gonna
Cause
use
and effect.
I use this scenario. If I employ you to work and you know your requirement to be at work on time and you ain't
Right.
never at work on time, I'm better off not putting you on the schedule. You know why? You know why? Because
Yeah.
what I don't want to do is expect you to do something that you're just not gonna do.
You just not absolutely. Now you talking good talk. That's good talk right there. I
Because
love
I've
it.
been there, done that too.
Right.
Sometimes we tend to give the people we care so much for and love and uh me, um, a little bit probably too much of the benefit of the doubt. But I don't mind saying no to my kids and not doing stuff to them or anybody else. I don't mind it. But in all fairness, regardless, it's challenging when you do things for people and it's not reciprocated back.
I agree.
Doesn't mean that I want you to be me. Doesn't mean any of that. But you shouldn't just be on the receiving end.
Absolutely. And the only way somebody stays on the receiving end of you is if you continue to give.
If you continue to give. So yeah.
That's what I'm like. It ain't about, like you said, it's not a get back. The cause was I needed you and you didn't come. The effect is
Mhm.
I got you.
Yeah.
Not
And it's
mad or
no male
nothing
to
like that. I
female.
just know
So this is not a man versus woman situation.
absolutely not.
I'm just saying, just in general.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm saying. And I can say I picked up some things tonight. I do appreciate for how both you all explained some things. And I realize that some things I myself do need to be more conscientious of. But the but is, you know, it shouldn't be a but. However, the but is if I ask it and I ask it ahead of time and it's still not done, that's gonna make it a bit worse, but we're not gonna claim that, it's a learning situation. I just you know, I don't know. I don't I don't know. I don't want, especially my sons, I would say this. I don't want them to be weak, but I want them to be nurturing.
Yeah.
I really do. You around here, you dating, and I would tell them straight up, these things you need. I mean, I tell them. When it comes to stuff like that, I ain't talking to you like your mom. I'm talking to you from a female aspect, and you know, I just think sometimes I was told years ago I do too much. On certain levels, I do. Because when people are raised or programmed or whatever you call it, and you do these things and there is no form of accountability, or it's just you do it because that's your routine, then what happens over time? Then it does become the expectation.
Yeah.
I mean, they had to get up out the bed no matter what. They can lay up in the bed all day and be lazy and had to go outside and all this kind of stuff. But I think when it comes to that extra TLC,
Right.
I think it has been my aunt said something to me years ago. Black women have a tendency to raise their daughters and spoil their sons.
Hmm. Interesting.
She said it. And for somebody who worked in the school district for 31 years, her opinion mattered on that matter because she saw a lot.
Um,
And so, we was taught to do everything. The women was. The men in my family, they was taught to do everything too, but it like We was raised to do everything. And when I
Mm.
say everything, I mean everything. It ain't much I can't do. From sewing a stitch to chopping down a tree to riding a tractor to half playing the piano to gardening to sewing to cooking to cleaning to keep it ain't much I wasn't raised to do. And my problem is trying to undo some of what was done. And I think it caused a level of expectation and entitlement to some things. I used to have to iron my brother's clothes. My mama didn't make me do it, but her mama did. When he worked and stuff, we had to iron his clothes. But didn't play that.
Mm.
We had to iron his clothes. Sure did.
Mm.
Now my dad and mama were different, but my mama's mama a little different. Yeah, fixed plates. Yeah, all that stuff. Ain't nothing wrong with it. It's just I think I dropped the ball for me, and I'm not blaming nobody about anything. I think the over catering I think I did a lot of over catering. Right.
Mm.
Yeah. But I feel better now.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah. Yeah. Just say it's a learning lesson. We ain't, thing about life, you learn.
Absolutely. You
Yeah,
live it
you
and you
learn.
learn it.
You learn. You don't, when you do this, you got all these fingers pointing back at you. So I'm learning some things.
And the beautiful thing about learning some things is you can learn some more things.
Oh yeah. You learning some things now. Frederica, you gonna close us out? You got anything to say? Justin and Frederica gonna give us a last closing thoughts. Justin gonna go first. Frederica gonna close us out. I ain't got no closing thought.
Okay.
Um, Sons, step up and look out for your mother. That you don't get but one. You absolutely don't get but one mother, and that is the one woman in your life, if you even have a mother, that is gonna do for you, that is gonna do what she do for you. You may or may not get somebody in marriage that's gonna do it and be consistent with it, but your mother is gonna do for you and look out for you. So the least you can do is make sure you are, especially in a space where she can't get up and go for herself, because a lot of our mothers are really strong, and the torment can be more that she can't get up and do it herself than it not actually getting done. But we as men have to step up and help. And it's good in your mother's house, and it'll be good in your house, because I can tell you, you're gonna have to clean up and help with the house chores as well. That is the culture that we live in today, or at least up north. I live up north, so up north, that's the thing. And so that's what I would say. Let's be helpers one to another. It is a blessing to be a help one to another. And I second what Letha said. Don't you take nothing from me and you ain't willing to give it back. And if you do take something from me, you ain't willing to give it back, don't even bother calling me no more. I ain't changing my number, I'm blocking yours.
Mhm.
But that's what I got to say.
I agree with everything y'all just said. Everything. Um, while I don't have a son, I do have a daughter. So some of it kind of pertains to her. Particularly when Justin said about that the unspoken expectations, because sometimes I have all these expectations of what I want my daughter to do or what I expect her to do and what I need for her to do and stuff like that. And when it doesn't get done, I get so frustrated. And I'm just like, I can't get mad at her because I didn't say nothing. So I appreciate you saying that, just because you know how you realize something, but it just don't click. It clicked. So I appreciate that. Um, but just a little tidbit before we go. Um, bringing this all the way around. When it comes to the dating world, those unspoken expectations can apply there as well. And I say that because I'm learning now that I've entered back into that world after not being there for so many years. Um, I gotta say what I need up front.
Mm.
And recently I was dating this guy, and I had to just cut him off because up front I told you I needed you to be honest with me about everything. Transparency, clarification, all of that is something that I need for myself so that I can decide if this is a situation or if this is a person that I want to continue to deal with. So if you're not being honest about what's going on, and it's not about me trying to be all up in your business and trying to control you and all that, but I just need to know what I'm getting myself into, because it's not just me that I have to worry about. I have a daughter that I have to worry about that I'm bringing into this situation as well. So everything that I do affects her. Everything that I do affects her, whether it's directly or indirectly. And that includes the people that I date. And she doesn't meet everyone that I date, but it everything that I do is it affects her in some way, shape, form, or fashion. So I told him, I said, you got to be honest with me. Don't lie to me. I don't like to be lied to. You got to be honest. Got to be honest. Got to be open. That clarification, because I have to be able to trust you. If I can't trust you, there's no need for us to continue anything. Period. Period. If you're not being honest and I catch you in a lie, and I try to give people the benefit of the doubt. Back then, when I was younger, you lied to me one time, it's over, it's done with. I'm cursing you out, get out of my face. But I do try to give people the benefit of the doubt. Maybe it was something going on that they couldn't tell me about at the time, or maybe, you know, something happened with a family member and they didn't want to tell that family member's business. I do try to give people the benefit of the doubt. And I try to give this gentleman a chance to explain himself. The problem was, I asked you about a certain situation 3 times, and each time you lied. Now, I already told you, you got to be honest. And I don't like to be lied to. And you've lied to me 3 times. So guess what? Strike three, you out. Goodbye. Goodbye. And I had to let that go, and I don't feel bad about it because I put that expectation out there.
Mm.
And I put that boundary out there, and you crossed it. You crossed that line to a point of no return. So I'm good. You know, I'm good with letting you go. It's okay. Because I told you I don't like to be lied to. I need that honesty, and I need for us to, that communication is very, very important to me. And that's something that I do struggle with on my, in my own sense. And I am getting better. But in order for me to continue that process of me getting to where I need to be as a woman, I need someone who understands that, and someone who's willing to meet me on that journey, and we travel that journey together. And if you're not willing to do that, then it is what it is. And I don't care what nobody thinks, but that's just how I'm learning how to deal with the dating world now. Because it's a lot of crazy people out here, and you got to vet people very, very well, especially if you're a single mom who has kids. um so you have to kind of watch it. um So yeah, a lot of those things that we've been talking about all night can definitely apply to the dating world as well. And we just you gotta always put what it is that you need out there. You gotta actually say it. You gotta actually verbalize it. And if someone really cares for you and they really love you and they really value you as a human being first, before you're a man, before you're a woman, if they value you as a human being, they will do what it is that needs to be done
Yes, indeed.
without question.
Yes, indeed.
And the fact that he chose not to give me what it was that you don't really value me, that just lets me know you was just really after just one thing.
Mhm.
But we ain't gonna get into that because that one that wasn't gonna happen right now, no way. But anyway, it's just you gotta put that out there, and you just gotta put those expectations out there. And like I said, the people that love you and want you to be your best self, they'll give you what you need. They'll pour back into you just like you pour into them.
Yes.
That reciprocity will go without question.
Yes,
It'll definitely go without question.
I agree.
I'm done, Letha. I'm done, hon. Go ahead.
Okay, well, no, you're fine. So we thank everybody. I do appreciate these awesome people. They don't know. We will be sharing again. My phone went out. That's what was going on. So, um, but I got the thing that Justin shared. Y'all need to go listen to it.
Yes.
Very good. Makes you think, right? And we do want to commend him, and we also want to commend Frederica because she's venturing off into some things as well. And so, don't y'all forget to hit the share button. I can't, I'm not where I can look at the calendar, but
And make sure you subscribe to Letha's Real Talk
yeah, hit
on
hit
all platforms.
subscribe. Oh, this is something I wanted to say. Yes, thank you for reminding. So for anybody that is doing subscriptions or has given donations, I haven't shared the clip yet, but I will be sharing it with Miss Frederica and Justin. But from when we had Miss Sandra Hodges on, there will be an event in March in Holly Springs. And she did a clip. She wanted me to wait till it got closer to the time. So that'll be, I think, next week or the week after. So we thank you all for doing that. We do want to remain in a charitable space. There are some other things that we will be working on as a collective, but I do want to encourage people, hit the subscribe button. More would be poured out into versus what subscriptions are 99 cents a month, y'all, $12 a year. I got a 2 text messages. People don't want to do it on Facebook, no problem. But anybody that pours in, we make sure we pour back into more. God makes a way. I can't emphasize that enough. Your gift will make room for you if your heart and your mind is in the right place. Not to overdo it, but I am thankful for these two. We're gonna work on getting us some more gentlemen. Why? Because I think men's presence is important, and I think it's needed,
Yep.
and we're not
But
gonna
Justin been holding it down by
he been
himself, and
holding
we
it
appreciate
down,
him.
and we thank him. And but it's not that I favor men more, but you know, we need to see, and it's my desire that if it's anything that this platform could do, we want to also show that we have men that are just as much in tune, just as much, if not more, than women, and we don't want this I don't like talking about things that I consider false narratives. He leads by example, and he is here and he is present. And so, Justin, we do thank you for that. I will be bothering them a lot because I'm off of my physical job.
You are not bothering nobody. Stop saying
Yeah,
that.
but I'm gonna be blowing up like, and I probably need to do an email. But Frederica and I will be getting together locally, and we will have to figure out how to do something where Justin is also, because it's a lot out here that can be done. And if it's anything I can convince anybody to do, I got a call from a young lady yesterday, and it's been put on her heart to do some things, and she's a hairdresser. And I tell her, and I want to share this with anybody that's watching, you know, I tell people I do what I can to support. If I can't support, I say, however, when you are feeling pulled or tugged to do a little bit more, you need to do it. And no matter what, you can't let nothing get in the way. So I will tell anybody that a whole lot of my blessings have come from people giving to me over the years. I'm not a person that have a whole lot of money at all, but I am a person that has a whole lot of God. And when I say a whole lot of God, God has never, ever not been in the blessing business. So if it's something, if you're watching and you want to do something, or you're feeling drawn, or you feeling the urgency to use your gift to give to the world, don't make it complicated. Keep it simple. Don't make it complicated. Keep it simple. God don't need no help. So keep it simple. And I tell anybody, as I told the young lady yesterday, day before yesterday, when God give you an assignment, it's your assignment. Everybody is not going to say yes. Everybody is not going to be on board. It's your assignment. So you still have to follow through. That's part of trusting the process. That's part of trusting God. That's part of moving in faith and not by sight. There are a lot of people who want to give that say they don't know how to give. They don't know how to start. Whatever you do, if you're a mechanic and you want to give somebody, if you want to do free oil changes twice a year for 2 or 3 different people, oil changes are not cheap. Even if they are, take money out of it. All I'm saying is, if you somebody that tutor and you feeling led to tutor somebody, tutor a couple of people. If you somebody that have a clothing line, it's different things you can do to give back to the world. I can't emphasize that enough. I personally, from a personal aspect, if I want to give, I'm just gonna give. I'm not gonna channel all this giving through all these different sources. It becomes too complicated. Okay. For me personally. Now, I'm saying if it's something you want to do for somebody, do it. Don't think your $1 and $2 and $3 and $4, $5 don't make a difference, because it do. You know, $1 could buy somebody a loaf of bread. You know, $6 could buy a case of water and bread. It's still enough to stop people from being hungry and thirsty. So don't never feel like that what you have to give is never enough. You could buy some bananas. I want to emphasize that, because so many people have an urgency. When you want to give, you don't need to just do it, because If you talk to too many people, people will talk you out of serving, and they could talk you out of your blessings, and they could talk you out of blessing other people. And I will go as far as to say this when it comes to giving. And this is not to come down on anybody. This is just a level of to try to help. There was a situation before COVID. I was ministering, and Deion Sanders had become the coach at Jackson State. And he did a speech called, I believe, something however it do. I can't remember the speech, but anyway, I sent out this mass email to a lot of people that's in the church, and I was looking to give a couple of students $75 at that particular time if they wrote an essay about the speech. Not one student turned in anything. Not one. Now, in that moment, it did something to me. In that moment, it did. But as we fast forward now, I might not have $75. $10 or $15 go a long way. Being able to give people complimentary hair services every now and then, a haircut, go a long way. Clean out your closets. Don't give away no junk. But if you ain't wore it in 6 months, get rid of some stuff. You know, people still read books. I've gotten rid of, over the past couple of years, probably over 1,000 books. But it's a few books I'm keeping. This is one of them. Along with a couple of others, probably got something here. Got a CME Book of Ritual and Jimmy Lucas's The Seeds of Success, To Kill a Mockingbird. I'm keeping that book. I can't help it. That's a book. I mean, the autobiography of Malcolm X. I'm just saying, get rid of some stuff. Bless some people, please, because it's a lot of people that's in a space now and they want to give, and they don't know how to give. And I've had more than 1 or 2 people to reach out to me as far as ways on which they could do things. Please do it. Amazingly, when just not share this with you because I know it's almost midnight and I'm sorry, and I know you got to get up in the morning. When we was on and we had Alderwoman Sandra Hodges on, and we talked about, making a donation or whatever, I had ended up checking my inbox. And so when the stuff went on in like South Carolina, last year with the, all the stuff that had went on, it was a hard time me locating people to give to. I just wanted to like donate a little something here or there. And, it was just hard trying to donate, just because people don't know if you're trying to scam them. People don't know if you're doing all this type of stuff. I ended up linking up with this lady, and she was from Mississippi or wherever. And so she just randomly, like that same night when we had got out, she had sent like a message, because I moved by, it was a faith move, not a sight move, and I was like, okay, well, this is what's going to happen, right? And so she just ended up sending a love offering. And she was like, I just remember you wanted to help when we was in need. Random people. This is a random lady that I kind of connected with, talked to on the phone. She was just one of a couple of people, and in a way she gave a donation, and I told her thank you. And it's like an impromptu decision was made. I only had enough of half of what I said was gonna do, and check my inbox, and this lady done sent, like, it was like $45 or $50. I'm just saying. So I shared with her that it wasn't in this area where people was impacted by the ice or whatever. In our space of Mississippi, but in North Mississippi or whatever. And it's just, I want to share it with people just to say, I'm not saying don't commit financial suicide, but when it comes to giving, no amount is ever too small. And if you ever find yourself in a space and you're making donations and your donations are not welcome, that's not the space you need to be donating to. And I'm gonna say this again. Don't tell me how much to give. I give what I can. Period. I'm very firm about that, but sorry, we took so long tonight, but we do appreciate everybody. Listen, give. Also, if y'all haven't got your Girl Scout cookies, Frederica, you need to reshare the link again. I want to make sure that we give to people. We want to support everybody. Let's see. Justin's children are being something before the end of the year. I know it. And so, because they in school, it's just what it is. And so when that occurs, we want to make sure that we do the same thing as well. And it's not called begging for people that's watching. It's just called, you never be, listen, don't be afraid to put it out there. Okay. You never know. So we thank you all here. We're going to be doing some more things. Before Frederica came on, I had announced her I am the founder and starter of Letha's Real Talk. She didn't hear me say that she's going to be like the CEO. She didn't hear that part.
What?
She didn't hear that part. She didn't hear that part, right? Yeah, so when she just mentioned about 20, 30, 45 minutes ago, I told you that you help me. She didn't hear that part before she chimed in either. I think I was saying it on my live on Facebook, getting ready. Got Frederica, got Justin. Frederica don't know. She gonna be because we're gonna work on getting some things together. And so, but yes, people, I will be anybody in a family group message that ain't hit them 99 cents, y'all need to hit them 99-cent subscriptions because I will be sending y'all messages out, letting y'all know that I did get the 99-cent subscriptions. Family people, yes, I will do it. Yes. But other than that, I said it. Other than that, it's been a great day here at Fred's.
Yeah.
We thank y'all. Be blessed. Good night. Y'all have a good one, okay?
Good night, good people. Love y'all.
Love